Hello, I'm Tom. I'm the caretaker. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, I'm going to be taking you along with me as I take care of this antique New England property. To get us started off, I'm just going to take you on a real quick tour of the property. The house was built in 1780. We're on 2.5 acres of landscaped property, and I'm just going to show you a little bit of the property. So here we go. This is the home. There are 3,000 square feet, and like most New England homes, it was built in sections. So there was a cape and in 1780, and then in the 1800s they built on 2 extensions, and then in early 1920 they built on yet another extension. So it altogether, that's 3,000 square feet. In addition to the cape, we have this shed that we refer to as a she shed. It's more of kind of a, I don't know what you could call it, but it's served for many purposes. Right now it has a loom and a spinning wheel. It has served as a little wedding chapel at one time for one of the owners. And so it served many purposes. We think it was built around 1865. As we're walking around, you can tell there is a lot of landscaping. The landscaping was put in by previous owners. They were really good with plants, and they loved plants. And so this property is very nicely landscaped. I do my best to maintain it, keep it up, just so that it doesn't totally deteriorate. Would love it to be as beautiful as when they were here, but you know, there's a lot to do. So this is the barn. The barn was built around the same era as the home. It's probably about 1780 or something like that. But anyways, it's post and beam, with big heavy timbers and the wood pegs holding it together. And as you can tell when you look at this, this barn has been maintained. So there's been a lot of caretakers on this property, and they've done a good job of keeping a roof on it, keeping it painted, keeping it standing up. This lower part here was built in the 1920s. It has a yoga studio, a place where I store my materials and equipment, and we also have what we refer to as a camp room way down there on the end. That's where people can stay. There's also an outdoor shower that we enjoy when it's not freezing cold out here. I'm just going to give you a little bit more of a view of the barn, because look at that. There's a project, right? That hasn't been done for a long time, a lot longer than when I've been here. And the reason I haven't done it, I've been here for about 9 years, the reason I haven't done it is because I haven't been able to figure out a way to get up there safely to paint that whole end on the roof. So that is one of the projects that at some point I'm going to be doing, but I just wanted to show you that because of course, as you can imagine, anyone who owns a home can imagine, there's lots of stuff that you can do on a home because just maintenance that needs to be done. But when you're dealing with a antique property, it's like there's almost, well actually not just almost, there are way more. As you come around back to this part of the property, you can see we have our vegetable garden. So right now we have some pumpkin plants growing. We will probably add some other vegetables in there, and also some sunflowers because Anne likes sunflowers. A few years ago I planted a bunch of sunflowers in here and a little bunny got in there. Thought that was delicious. Loved it. And anyway, that was our sunflowers. So we're going to be planting some more vegetables in there. We have chickens. Our chickens are old. They are probably about 7 years old, and they no longer lay eggs. So they have this palace to live in, They have this run for them. They are in retirement. We give them food, we give them water, and they're just enjoying the last days of their lives. Just relaxing in the coop, in the run, enjoying every day. So beautiful rooster is Rocky, and that's Raven. Yep, they all have names. Every one of them has names. So you know they are more pets than farm animals. Out here in the back, we're in the back of the house. You can see from the back of the house, you can see the extensions that were added in the 1800s. So this one that's straight in front of you right now, going to the left, going towards the north. And then also this extension here. So those were the two big extensions around the 1800s. In the back here, we have a very small deck. It's in rough shape, needs to be replaced. And one of the things that we're hoping to do, we envision doing, is instead of replacing just a little tiny deck back here, building a very expansive deck that goes from far north end, left end of the house here, back into the corner of the house with several different levels. The reason for that is, of course, it just would be nice to have a lot of space in the back of the house. We do live on a highway. In the evenings it's nice and quiet, and sometimes during the day it's nice and quiet, but there are other times when there's a lot of traffic. So it'd be wonderful to have just a nice deck out here on the back of the house where we can just enjoy the peace, the quiet, the beauty of the backyard. So that's likely going to be a project that you get to follow along with me on. I haven't figured out all the details, of course, but there's a little picture of what I'm thinking we might be able to do. Out here in the back 40, as I would refer to it, this is the back end of the property. You can see wood piles. This is some wood that's left over from last winter. Didn't burn it all, although I was afraid I was going to run out of wood last winter because it was long and cold. So this is leftover wood. That pile there, that's a brand new pile. That's green wood. I'm in June and I'm in firewood gathering mode, because the way that we heat our house is with wood. And so got 3,000 square feet. Now granted, we don't heat the entire 3,000 square feet, but you got 3,000 square feet that maybe you want to keep warm. And we don't use a furnace. Haven't used the furnace in about 5 years. So that's probably about 7 to 10 cords of wood a year. It's a lot of wood. The wood that I have there, that might keep me going for a couple of months if it's not too cold. So you can tell I got a lot of work ahead of me. So that wood has to be split and dried, and I'll probably be buying some more. So this is the front side of the house. Faces what is a highway. Used to be just a quiet country street where, of course, you'd hear horses clip-clopping by. Now you hear cars and sometimes big groups of motorcycles. But anyways, this is the street side of the house. If you look real close, you can see we got a little bit of maintenance that needs to be done on this side of the house. Some painting, some repairs. We have a deck that's rotting, definitely needs to be replaced. And so there's a little bit of work to be done on this side of the house. But also you can see, again, some very nice landscaping. We have a tree here that was planted by a previous owner. Poor placement. Right by the house, telephone wires and electrical wires going through it. That tree is going to go away. Reason being partly just because of the poor placement and the wires going through it. That's just a bad plan. And if you look way at the tippy top, it looks like it's dying. So it's going to be disappearing. So at some point, likely you'll see me taking that down. And again, just a little bit more of the property, the landscaping, one of my favorite sections of the yard, with all the hostas, with these bushes that will have their flowering trees, and so they form a very beautiful canopy with flowers on them, and it's just beautiful. So and right here is the front of the cape. This would have been the front of the house way back in 1780. Don't think I mentioned that to you. This original part of the house was built in 1780. So that's where you would have come to the house in 1780, off of probably a very dirt road. You'd have ridden on your horse or in your buggy, and now it's a highway. So a lot of things have changed since 1780, of course, till today. You can see some of our flowers are coming out. We had a lot of other flowers that have already bloomed and passed, but now we're going into the season where the daylilies are coming out. And we're going to have daylilies all over this yard. And that little creature there is one of our dogs. When I weed, so there's a lot of weeding that needs to be done here. When I weed, I do it when I see it. And then I just put it on the lawn. And just before I mow the lawn, I gather it all up, and then I take care of the lawn. So I do a lot of things that are just work as I go, so that it is much more efficient and it doesn't become a big task. Looking out this way, you can see we got some apple trees, 3 apple trees there in a row. We have a very old historic apple tree here that is hollow on the inside, but still has some life and is able to produce a few pieces of fruit every year. And then an expansive lawn, again some more flower gardens, and there's peach trees out there, lots of landscaping. Anyway, you get the idea. It's a big property. It's an old property. We love this property. It's probably one of the greatest places that we've ever lived. And I am the caretaker. And you get to come along and watch me take care of this property. I feel honored to take care of the property. I'm just one in a long line of people who've lived in this home, who take care of this piece of history so that we can pass it on to the next generation. Welcome to my channel.